Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to topic 4. In this topic, we're going to basically be seeing what these surfaces are about, how does the push-pull act differently to each surface, what is the colors about, materials about, and how do you actually edit these textures. So let's get straight to it. So let's say that we have a rectangle over here. Now the rectangle has two sides. It has a blue side, and I can right click and reverse this side to get a white side. This is basically called your default surface. The default surface is a surface that is initially created by SketchUp itself before we actually apply material to make it into a particular color or a particular texture. This default surface looks blue and looks white, but it actually has no color. This is just how the default surface is created. Now let's say that I copy 4 copies of these on 4 sides like this, and I use my push tool. Now push tool works in a way that I can pick up objects as we have seen in the previous topic, but if I double click on the next surface, it will repeat the pickup to the same level. And sometimes, as you can see, the surface color changes. Though this is the same surface and this is the same material, only the look of it sometimes changes. Now let's go back over here and let me just right click and reverse this face, so I will get the white face on top. Now we'll see what the difference is between the white and the blue default faces. So let's say I pick this up to a certain point. If I double click, this too will reach the same point. If I double click again, this too will reach the same point. And if I double click here, this will go in the same distance but in the opposite direction. So this is basically how the colors or the default surfaces actually act differently to different shapes. Right? When you're double clicking, you will have the blue surface is going in the same direction and the white surface goes in the opposite direction, but to the same distance. So this is what is the difference between the default surfaces. Now let's get straight into what the materials are about. So for adding material, I'm just going to be clicking on the bucket tool over here, and you'll notice that we have a select and an edit command. The select command will basically let us select various different materials from here, and the edit command will let us edit that particular material. So let's just go into landscape, and I'll be selecting grass and adding the grass over here. So you can see how this grass texture has been added. I'll go ahead and I'll add another texture over here as well. And now we can easily see that these both are different textures. Whichever texture is selected will be seen over here. So I can easily select this texture by pressing Alt, holding it down and clicking on this surface. So it will pick this particular texture. You can say I pick up the default from here, I pick up the grass from here, and I pick up the ground cover from here. But I have to hold Alt for that. It is basically this sample paint. That's why we can easily pick the color. The minute I pick the color, I can easily apply it by using the bucket tool itself. Now let's say that the color has been picked over here and I click on the edit properties. We go into the entire editing of it. Over here we can change the color of what the texture should look like. Over here we can change the scale, so I can just increase the scale by clicking 2, or I can decrease the scale by putting 0.5, and I can even change the opacity of it. So that opacity is basically how transparent you want the particular shape to be or the particular material to be. Now over here we have use texture image, and right now it is grass dark green. So I can actually switch this off so the texture will go away. And I can add a new texture by actually just clicking on browse for material file images. And we can easily open up any one of these images. Let's say I open up this image. So you'll notice how this image easily opens up over here. And I can just change the scale to, let's say, 2. So the image will start to increase. So if we need to add a picture, we can add a picture. If we need to add another texture, we can go ahead and add another texture as well. So I'm just going to change this back to the grass. Now guys, once you guys have seen how we kind of add texture and how we edit it, let's see how we can place texture multiple places at the same time. So over here I have another box which I'll be creating, and this box too has completely default surfaces everywhere. So apart from the grass and the ground cover, in just these two surfaces, everything else is default surface. Let's say that I select the ground cover and I want to put the ground cover in all of these spaces over here. So I can press Ctrl and I can click. Automatically the whole shape will automatically get color. But this is only on the surface and the edges which are touching each other. So if we press Ctrl and we put our material, it will only change in the surfaces which are touching together, but not in the rest of the model. If I want to apply in the rest of the model, let's say I want to apply it everywhere, including here, including in all of these spaces, what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Shift and I'm going to apply the material. So now you will see that wherever the same material was, wherever it was a default surface, it has kind of applied material. You can see that again. I'm going to select the grass over here, and now I will press Shift and I will put it up here, and now wherever there is ground cover, there will be grass as such. So you can see how that has completely changed. So this is the easiest way to apply material, edit material, and apply it to multiple surfaces. I hope you guys have understood this much. Well, this is it for this topic, and we're going to go on to the next topic. I'll see you guys over there. Please practice and reach topic 5. Take care.